This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. For just $5, you can get up to $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with code GOLF SGPN. Also, download the SGPN app in the App Store for free, easy access to all of SGPN's picks and pods. Brought to you by mybookie.ag as well. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit, lightning fast payout using crypto. So head to mybookie.ag, promo code GOLFSGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500. That's mybookie.ag, promo code GOLFSGPN. And finally, we're brought to you by NoVig, America's #1 sports betting prediction market. At NoVig, you're getting their best prices since they are a market. For example, the Eagles -7.5 just tomorrow night? Tomorrow night. No, two nights. Thursday night. Thursday night football.
We're early.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. It's that this Japan time schedule is kind of kicking us off. But for example, at Novig, Eagles -7.5 is -103. If you're betting at -103 instead of -110 over a long period of time, you're definitely going to save a lot of money. So available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 with promo code SGPN. Get in on the action. Novig, promo code SGPN. Okay, we're live. Officially golf season, golf week. We head to Japan for the Baycurrent Classic. I love when the PGA Tour posts like old highlights of new sponsor names, like Tiger Woods at the Baycurrent Classic 8 years ago at a different golf course. Like a true who could forget where were you moment. But yeah, we got a new sponsor, new course. I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah. Did you catch any of the Sanderson?
A little bit down the stretch. I mean, my guys weren't really into it. A few positionals were working, but the outrights weren't really mixing hard. I like the effort that we got from Max Homa on Saturday, but outside of that, he kind of was blah. But I do like Max Homa this week. I guess we'll get there later. But yeah, the Sanderson was a great finish. Shout out Stephen Fisk. He is a Georgia Southern guy, so he kind of made sense like on the surfaces in that area of the country. I didn't have any inkling of getting to him, but looking back at it, I can see why you could have gotten there. He's an extreme ball striker. He putts it not great, and that's proven to pan out at that event. But so how much did you get to watch? Not much.
I watched the finish just because I knew it was getting close.
Right.
But yeah, Fisk. I mean, he's a rookie essentially this year. He had a win and 2 runner-ups on the Corn Ferry Tour last year, so he was one of the better rookies when it comes to what he did the prior year. And his 2 approach shots on 17 and 18 were just ridiculous. So he locked that up. He kind of put Higo out. I mean, Higo matched him on 17, but when Higo missed that short putt, that was it. It really didn't matter. So
I do have to. I mean, we're always victory lap winner, right? I shit on Higo big time last week. I thought he was a chalky bomb. I thought he was going to play horrible. Hand up, I was wrong. I'm not always right, and I will never be always right. So if you tailed any of the Higo fades, I'm sorry. Hopefully we can get it back this week. Baycurrent Classic, new golf course this week. And I guess I'll start it off. What I'm looking for this week is total driving. I want you to be an elite driver of the golf ball. I think the winner will be a top 5 in terms of off the tee this week, both long and straight. But I do think the path for like top 20s, top 10s, I guess, in the short fields is driving accuracy. I think the driving accuracy will put your floor to the top. But in order to win, you have to be an all-around great long and straight driver of the golf ball. What are you seeing at this new track?
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. I mean, it is a unique setup where we have 13 par 4s, only 2 par 5s. So I am looking at a little bit of the approach ball striking and mixing some proximity into there. But if you can find like an aerial view of the course or look at photos or whatever helps you paint the picture. But some of these fairways do get a little bit tight, and you're going to want to be able to plot and be in specific spots, because it looks like if you miss if you're on the wrong side of the fairway, you're not going to have a great
look. You can't even have a shot. Yeah. I think you're going to have to hit it both ways off the tee. I'm excited for this week of golf, like new track. And I mean, not the best field in the world, but we got some decent names. Honestly, we don't ever care about who's in the field. Like, this is a cool event on a cool course. It'll be coming on early tomorrow because they just moved up the tee times to 2 hours. So maybe like around like 10 p.m. coverage. That would be lovely. I would
Yeah.
love that. I would love
Yeah.
that. And also, I wanted to note something else. Oh, yeah, about the course. One thing we know about these Japanese golf courses, the greens are always super intricate. So if you're out of position off the tee, you're going to be boned going into these greens and have tough up and downs for par. So I
Yeah.
think being in position is key this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of moving up tee times, did we want to get into a little bit
Yeah,
of the what's at
talk
stake
about
for
this nugget.
2026?
Yeah, let's get into this.
I know, I mean, we were texting over the weekend, so there's a PDF online. If you guys need it, we can send it over to you. But 2026 is going to look a lot different. We talked about top 100 as opposed to 125. I dug into why this is, and most fields were 156 players. These are all going to be down to 144. They've actually already announced 6 events that are going to be 120 or 132 players in the field. So this is like, it's going to start at Sony with 120. Phoenix is going to have 120. Cognizant's going to have 120. And then the 3 that are going to have 132 are Valspar, Houston, and Valero. A lot of this, it basically says, has to do with the limited daylight at some of the events. So we don't have to end early because there's 156 golfers out there. That being said, we kind of preached last week how important it is for these guys who are outside looking in, trying to get their PGA Tour cards. Pretty much anyone who's won in 2024 or 2025 is locked up. Anyone who finished top 70 in the FedEx Cup this year is already locked in. So really just 30 spots up for grabs, but it's going to be, unless you're keeping a list like yourself, it's going to be difficult to track. There's so much going on.
With the exemptions, with who won, with who hasn't, it's
Yes.
gonna be really weird. And like also differently too. It's coming down the stretch for the DP World Tour. Like they're gonna have 10 guys coming over, which is a fun list to track as well.
Yeah.
But that nugget that you pointed out with the daylight thing, I thought it was so interesting because it makes sense. Like on paper, it sucks
Yeah,
for so many
absolutely.
aspiring golfers, but you and I are never gonna be pro golfers. We don't really care that much. I hate when like you have fields that you can't finish, and we're always like start earlier, have less guys in the field. We're
Yeah.
making it's never going to be perfect, but we're making moves to try to make it better for everybody, and that is, I guess, one note. I guess it gives less long shots a chance. There could be more negatives than positives, less storylines, but at the end of the day, I guess it's a logistical thing to do.
My biggest gripe of PGA Tour cards they're handing out, I am a little sideways on the fact that they're still doing 5 Q school spots for one event. I just think that's unfair. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're gonna take Corn Ferry from 30 to 20 guys who are back and 5 spots to I mean, we've seen these Qs get the PGA Tour. Anyone can backdoor a top 5. Realistically,
Right.
if you get into that Q school event and you backdoor a top 5, I mean, there have been a few like tour players or guys who have been on the tour that get in because of the Q school, but there's no reason to drop Corn Ferry 10 spots and leave those 5 spots in.
Yeah, that is funny. And also note, there's a chance that I'm caddying in the second leg of Q School. So I'm not gonna
Wow.
say who, but there's if we get through stage 1, I should be on the bag in stage 2 that is in Savannah, Georgia. So that's in December. So if that happens, I will definitely update you guys, which would be a fun little thing to track. Imagine I just loop next year on the PGA Tour. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be so funny.
That would be something.
That would
And then
be
really last thing I have is Corn Ferry Championship is this week. The last 12 spots
big
are up
one.
for grabs. I think 8 guys have solidified themselves where they have enough points. Couple familiar names like Austin Smotherman, Hank Labiota, S.H. Kim are all coming back. And then some
Christo, I
younger
saw
guys.
Christo qualified.
Yep.
Who else? Who's the final?
Johnny Kiefer will be
Johnny
a fun
Keefe's
rookie next
stud.
year. He leads the way. Pearson Cootie's up there. He should get it through that. He had a pretty good stretch over on the Corn Ferry this year, but that's something to keep an eye on down in southern Indiana this week as 12 guys look to get their tour cards.
All right, let's talk about the Baycurrent Classic odds board. We'll kind of split this into 3 sections. The top of the board, I guess the big names will go from like 10 to 20, the middle, and then everything else, because this is a short field. So first question for you is, are you doing anything at the top of the board? If not, who would you pick out of the big 3?
I haven't done anything at the top of the board. I don't believe I will. If I had to pick out of this top 3, I'm very torn. I could make the case for any of the 3. I think I would have to go Colin. I hate that I keep going there, but like the number on Xander's too short, and so is the number on Decky. As much as I love Decky,
so is the number on Colin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it makes sense that he has to be the second price golfer, I guess. But they're hilarious numbers in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean 17 to 1 on Colin with the top 6 each way is the only thing pushing me over the edge.
Well, I think Colin is the play here, and you also shorted Colin at the Ryder Cup. You were fading him, so you went both ways. You went both ways.
Did.
Decky and Xander have been driving it off the planet. Xander was a little bit better at the Ryder Cup, but Colin is generally a very accurate driver, and I think if I have to pick a matchup out of these 3, I want that. Colin's been a mess everywhere. They all have their flaws. One thing about Colin is we know Decky gets up for this event, but Colin gets up for this event. He's got that heritage here in Japan. He's won this event, and we know how much this event means to him. And I think the golf course, the way it sets up, is going to play into his hands.
Yeah, and you just, like you said about driving off the planet, look at Decky's last 4 off the tee.
Off the planet.
Not good. And that's something Colin actually did extremely well in his last 2 times out. Pro Corey gained over 3.5 strokes off the tee. Surprisingly lost on approach, which if anybody knows what Colin Morikawa does well, that's probably not going to continue. So, yeah, gun to my head, I'm going Colin Morikawa 17 to 1, and I'm
with you there.
Clicking the each way button, even at a short number. I think it's worth it. I'd have to look around to make sure there's value there, but 17 is fine. Yeah, Xander, that's just too short. If he was with these guys,
yeah, fair, maybe, yeah. But even then, at the end of the day, I'm not betting any of these guys outright. But if I had to pick one in the 3 ball, my answer is Colin. Let's open it up. I'm not going to list off any names, just the middle of the board. After that, I'll say right now, I don't like this 4th guy on the board. I don't know if I'm looking at DraftKings. I don't know where he is elsewhere. I'm talking about Chris Gotterup. I don't think it's the best golf course for him.
I don't either.
I don't. Also, just shout out Chris Gotterup being the 4th highest priced golfer. You've came a long way. And yeah, so anyone else you do or don't like in this next middle range, then I'll give my guys.
This is gonna be one of my outrights, but I have bet Thor at
Michael Thor Bjornsson. Let's go! I knew you were gonna say that. I'm with you
with the top 6 each way. So I did that before the show. Sanderson, I like guys in good iron form. He striped. Yeah, 2nd in ball striking, 5th in approach. I think it's great value, really. I mean, this is a no-cut event, smaller field, and we're getting a 33. You can get, 33. It looks like maybe a 35 somewhere, but that's great value compared to what we've seen over the last 6 months.
Yeah, and good things are coming from Thorbs. Put that bet in. He's going to keep trending well in all markets. And also, he's got JJ Jakovic on the bag. Who knows? Maybe Colin wasn't a great player. Maybe it was all JJ doing everything. JJ knows how to win in Japan. He's won with Colin in Japan. So that's just an interesting nugget on Thorbs. I'm totally with you. I was going to say him first as well. So we're both aligned on Thorb, and that will be our first outright of the show.
Yeah,
Michael Thor Bjornsson, anywhere from 30 to 35 to 1. I think it's a great pick. I think he will definitely just keep riding him all fall. It might not pay off this week, but I think it's a great number for him here. Who else do you like in this middle?
Alex Noren's interesting. I just think the price is a little too steep. It makes sense.
This isn't the DP World Tour. He can't do it on the PGA Tour.
Do you see his last 2 on the PGA though?
Yeah, he's played well, but he's not a winner on the PGA Tour.
I know. I haven't looked at his placement numbers, but he was someone that's interesting. And the 2 wins that he's had in the last month and a half on the DP World Tour has pushed him up to 18th in the world.
That's crazy.
And get this. Guess how, if everything ended today, guess how he would get, well, it's pretty obvious, but guess how he would get PGA Tour membership for 2026?
DP World Tour status?
Yes. That's it.
That's insane. Off of like 2 weeks of golf.
Because he had that neck injury. I think he withdrew from
the Century.
Was it Century?
Mm-hmm.
He withdrew from Century kind of late, right? Yeah. I mean, it was week of, and then we didn't see him until May.
Yeah, he was gone, and then he just busted off 2 wins out of nowhere.
Stormed up into the top 20 in the world. But I saw that when I was looking at the top 10 DP World Tour guys right now, because the DP World Tour, I will say, is on their game. They have PGA Tour logos next to each guy in their standings. And I noticed Alex Noren next to it, and I was like, hasn't won, way outside the top 70 for the FedEx Cup, even with his last 2 PGA starts being a T3 at Wyndham and a T7 at the 3M Open. But it's just too short of a number. I think a matchup maybe, or some type of placement I could get talked into,
top
but
20.
Not at 20-1, 22.
Yeah. I'll go with Max Homa here at 35-1, more towards just like a positional guy as well. Motivation. I think motivation is the key with Max. He's not here for a Japan week trip with the fam. Sure, they might be there, but he's locked in to play great golf. We know he's got the exemptions, but Max wants it. Max wants to be that top caliber player again, and I think it's a good setup for him the way his game is trending. So Max anywhere from 35 to 40 is good in my book. He played well last week. He's been having this like thing since the summer and spring where he has like 3 okay rounds and 1 solid round. It kind of turned into like 1 amazing round, 2 good rounds, and 1 bad rounds. Now it's like 3 good rounds, 1 amazing round. If you can just get 2 amazing rounds and 2 okay rounds, we can win again. So I'm down for Max at this number of this field.
Yeah, the only other one in this range I would say that rates out pretty good for me is Kurt K at 26.
Total driving.
Too short of a number for me to get there outright.
All right, I'll go with Bud Cauley, 55-1. Okay. Haven't seen him in a while, but he finished the season really, really strong.
Yes.
He's definitely super positional off the tee. Might not have enough pop to win this golf tournament, but we saw what he's done on golf courses where you have to hit fairways. I love him here. I love him here to continue that great play he posted in the spring and summer. So it's Bud Cauley, 55 to 65, 70-1.
Is there odds on where they expect the winning score to come?
Good question. That's a really good question. I'm going to go with like 17.
I was thinking around 15 to 1. I don't even know. I guess I haven't looked if DraftKings has one. That's usually the spot.
No, they don't.
No.
Here now, they don't. No.
Well,
I would agree. I'm going to go. Well, you said 15 to 20. I think 17 is fair.
Yeah. And I guess it wouldn't shock me if it played tougher, just based on what it looks like. Because
there's some conditions too. They're moving the tee times up, so you could be right.
Yeah. The reason I'm saying that is because if it does play a little bit difficult, Sung J M could be worth a look. Not that he's been anything great, but he's a guy who has historically avoided bogeys. He's made 4 straight cuts. It's just been really bad.
It's crazy. Sung Jae making the Tour Championship with the iron play is truly one of the most generational short game performances of our lifetimes.
It is.
He hit his irons so bad. Like it was comedy what he did with the irons.
Yeah.
And he got it up and down enough times and made the Tour Championship. And had like
T5 at the Masters, pushed him in there.
Yeah. That's all you got to do. What a world. What an
solo 3 at the Century. Outside of that,
nothing.
Not great. Still
nothing.
Good enough for 35th in the world.
Insane. What a game. What a game.
But no, I think 55-1 for a guy like Sung JM. Like I said, if it does get difficult, maybe we saw Tom Kim give us some type of life for a
How
brief
about
second.
Tom Kim?
That
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah,
That was
that's
crazy.
funny. We did
I've
mention him at
already
the end of the
lost
show
too much
last
money.
week.
I wasn't going back even to like a top 20.
That's
I've
funny.
lost too much on him this week chasing that.
Yeah, that is true. I'll go one more guy in this like middle towards. I guess we'll start opening up now. But Eric Cole. I don't really think Eric Cole can win, but when Eric Cole gets in these like, when he starts playing good, he parlays it. Like he'll play good, he'll play good. Whether it's a backdoor top 10, whether it's like a first round leader type deal, I like Eric Cole to have another great week. Whether that's a top 20, you get him on a matchup. But Eric Cole is definitely a name I wanna monitor before we make our final picks.
Yeah, no, he showed some life, and like you said, he can definitely kind of get rolling, and we've seen it before. So, middle, God, it gets a little ugly in the middle.
Yeah, it gets dicey quick. I'm in on Rico.
Hoy rates out extremely well for me. That the irons have been ridiculous. Off the tee's been fantastic as well.
Except for outside of last week, he's been insane.
Right. It's just the putter. How many strokes is he going to lose?
Which I can live with. We're in a new surfaces. We're in Japan. Like,
yeah.
Who knows? I'm with you on Rico. I think it's a good number too.
Probably more of a positional, but at the same time, if you wanted to do the 55-1.
Yeah, I like Rico a lot. So who do you like down the board once you start opening it up? Because once you get past like Eric Cole, for me, it's no one really except for Riki Kawamoto. He's my Jap, I guess I'll talk about. I said I wasn't going to, but played well at the Open and had a good result on the Japan tour. He didn't play well in this event last few years, but he's my long shot, recent good form in Japan.
I've always been a Nakajima guy. 80-1.
He's a stud.
He is a stud. He
former number one amateur in the world.
Yes. That sometimes can translate later in their career than they would have first expected. So I think 80-1's not too bad there. Thigala.
Really?
It's going to be one of my placements.
Okay.
But showed us a little something at the Procore. Not that it's a lot, but he gained over 5 strokes on approach. Off the tee was fine. Tee to green was pretty good. He hasn't lost a ton off of the tee, considering how bad he's been. But I think this is a time to buy him at an absolute low.
I mean, you're definitely buying him at a low. I might have to fade Thigala this week. I don't think it's a good course for him. But it's definitely a buying him at a low. Like, you can't really get much worse. And I don't even know if I'd be able to fade him because there's not really much I can. There's many guys down here that I would really want to bet against him with. But I'm not in on Thieves this week. Who else do you like down here? Anyone?
God, what happened to Phillips?
I was going to mention Phillips. Like, he's too good to be a one and done guy. Like, I think he's also a super buy low guy. Even here, like, I don't mind it here. Like, he plays out of TPC Sawgrass. He's used to hitting fairways and hitting tight spots. Like, he should be fine. He's a generational stud. Like, we know, like, the reason why he probably had bad golf. Like, you and I DM about it. But like, he can make up for that. Like, he's too good.
It's a great number. That's why I say like 200-1 in a field like this, no cut event. I mean, he's also a guy who I don't think form really matters. It's just going to click for him one week, and then you see him at the top. And would I be shocked? Absolutely not. No. You just don't know. He's almost like a Højgaard,
right?
Where it's there. You just don't know what you're going to get each week.
Right. No, I agree.
And we love that.
We love, and especially when that's what you want at these numbers. What is he? 200? Like, come
200.
On. Yeah.
With a top 6 each way. I probably will sprinkle. That will be, I don't think I'm going to, Well, maybe we'll get there with an outright, and maybe he'll be my second guy in. But yeah, you look at he got cut 5 times in a row, and then top 20s at the Wyndham. His win at the Puerto Rico came. He was losing strokes like dark red off the tee, and then goes 26 under. 200 to 1 for a guy who can pop off at any time. I think that's fair. What do you think about Celinda and Potgieter down in the hundreds?
They could finish dead last. They were going to miss too many fairways. This is not their style, of course.
Yeah.
I was actually on my other pod, I said Potgieter might set the record for the biggest scoring differential at Carnoustie and then St. Andrews. And he shot 8 over at Carnoustie. I don't know what he shot at St. Andrews the next day, but I probably should double check that because it might have been a true record on what he did last week. Not a good course for either of them, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
You want to do picks?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, we'll start off with the one squad ride that we both kind of know. That's Michael Thorbjornsen. I lit up as soon as you mentioned it. I knew it was coming. So Michael Thorbjornsen, 35 to 1 will be the team ride. And then my second pick will be Bud Cauley at 55 to 1. I pray he has the juice off in terms of driving distance. But nonetheless, I think it's a good number. He can get into the mix in a field like this. Bud Cauley, anywhere from 55 to 70 to 1. Who is your second pick?
My second pick was going to be my placement, but I'm going to go Kevin Roy at 70 to 1. I mean, third on the tour this season in par 4 scoring. Take that what you will. T18 at the Sanderson last week. Rates out pretty well for me overall. I originally did have him down as a top 30 at plus 105, but I'm going to go 70 to 1 in the outright market for Kevin Roy.
I like that a lot. All right, I'll go with my 2 positionals. I got 2 top 20s. It's Max Homa plus 125 and Ryan Gerard at plus 160. Max Homa, I just think he keeps up the good golf. He finished top 20 last week. This is a shorter field, maybe a weaker field after the top 3 golfers, and he knows what he needs to do to keep that great golf up. And then Ryan Gerard, just a great ball striker. Ball striking is going to prevail this week. You can kind of get away with some poor putting. I mean, not to win, but to finishes at the top 20, and Ryan Gerard just absolutely stripes it. I think he's a great buy all 2026. So Gerard and Max Homa are my 2 positionals at top 20 this week.
All right, I'm going to go Thigala, top 20 at 3 to 1. Like I said, showed a little bit with the irons at the Procore, buying at an absolute low. And then I will go a top 40 on Carl Phillips at plus 138.
I like that a lot.
I mean, 78 guys in the field, just has to be top half. Could he be at the bottom? Absolutely. But I think Carl Phillips stands out amongst some of these guys towards the bottom of the board. So I'm going to go with Phillips top 40 plus 138.
All right, I will go with my first matchup. A guy that you were pretty high on to start the show, Alex Noren minus 120 over Chris Gotterup. I think there's just polar opposites in terms of course fit, and that goes with Alex Noren. I think Alex Noren's driving accuracy will boost him up this leaderboard, and Chris Gotterup is a little bit more wild that time. So I'll fade him, lay that minus 120. And then finally, I'll go Siwoo Kim minus 120 over Rasmus Højgaard. He's actually favored over Rasmus. I think that's fair. Rasmus gained around 7 strokes putting last week. He didn't do anything well in terms of ball striking. It was all putter last week. And Siwoo, although he is volatile, I trust him a little bit more than Rasmus at the moment. So that's Siwoo to beat Rasmus, and that's Noren to beat Gotterup as my matchups.
I am going to take Morikawa plus 110 over Xander.
Like that.
We talked about the top of the board, and sure, we're not going to get there with Colin on an outright. Hope he wins, but not going to get there. So plus 110 over Xander. And then, yeah, I like your Noren over Gotterup at minus 120.
Beautiful. Well, those are the picks. Those are the selections. We have golf in 20 hours, 21 hours. So get your picks in, get your DFS lineup set. And yep, Dom, thank you for joining me. We will be back. I don't know if we will be back next week. I don't know what's on the schedule.
I believe there is a bye week.
bye week. So we'll be back one of these next few weeks.
October
don't know.
23, Bank of Utah Championship, where
At the
Matt
Black Desert.
McCarty is going to defend his title.
Let's go. That was a fun event last year. So
I love that.
We'll be back for then. Catch you guys then. If you have any questions, you know where to find us. If you want that PDF, hit up Damarai. A lot of good stuff in there. And yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you soon.
See ya.